Hey guys, I'm Grestar, and how about we react to RWBY, Volume 3, Chapter 6, Fall. As with my other RWBY reactions, this video will only include me, so if you would like to watch the actual RWBY episode along with me, make sure to click here. It will take you to Rooster Teeth's YouTube channel under the RWBY playlist right to the video that I'm using. I will provide a timestamp down here, so if you just open this video in another window or another tab or download it, we can hopefully sync it up to the best of our capabilities. And this should work better than the one on Netflix or the DVD version, so yeah, click this. So last time, we saw the end of Penny's fight, and then we got to watch Team RWBY fight Team Funky. And it wasn't my favorite fight, but it served its purpose well enough. Like, I was well enough entertained, and now, you know, we know that Team RWBY won, and I'm pretty darn sure that Yang is going to move on to be the single contestant for Team RWBY. So that'll be awesome, because Yang is one of my favorite characters of Team RWBY. So, you know, I'm really looking forward to it, especially her fighting style. Her fighting style is pretty much my favorite out of all four of them. So, yay for me. Other things that happened in this episode are basically Cinder, Emerald, and Mercury are now well, mostly Cinder, you know, are now involving Penny in the plan. It's not a huge change from what I gathered, but it's enough. Like, according to Cinder, their job just got easier when they learned about Penny. I assume that's when they learned about Penny as an android. So I assume that Penny's now gonna be hacked and then, like, you know, become a pawn of theirs because all this chess stuff is relevant. And it's not gonna be great for anyone involved, and I fear for Penny because I do like her, even if I question the morality of having her in a tournament that's supposed to be about how huntresses and hunters-to-be are excelling, are advancing, are progressing, are ever-growing, you know, that kind of thing. So, oh well. And then the last part is, you know, Crow went in and talked to Ozpin about Ironwood and stuff like that, about the armies and about what's to come and stuff, and asked if a guardian was chosen, and Ozpin said that he, like, only picked a candidate, that he, like, the guardian would pick themselves or something. That's what I remember. And then he talked vaguely, you know, playing the pronoun game, about how he'd had, like, high expectations of her from the start and knew she was going to be the one or whatever, and it had cut at that point as he was saying that to Pyrrha, who walked into the elevator, went up, maybe to talk to Ozpin. I'm not exactly sure where she was, but it focused on Pyrrha. However, I don't think that Pyrrha is going to be the Guardian. Like, as awesome as she is, I'm just inclined to think that RWBY is going to be the Guardian. So, I could very well be wrong, or it could be Pyrrha's gonna be, or at least everyone thinks she is, but then RWBY ends up saving the day anyway. But just a lot of it is the bias. I think that it's the show RWBY, focusing on RWBY, and if there's going to be a big climax, you know, at the end of Volume 3, as there should be, you know, like this big thing at the end of each volume, I think that RWBY will be the star of it. Like, that just makes sense to me from a meta perspective, granted, hence the bias in it, but that's just my thinking right now. So I don't think I have anything more to say about this, except that, you know, the title is Fall, so either something bad's gonna happen, or it's gonna have a peculiar focus on autumn. But I'm inclined to think that something bad is gonna happen. And it might even be with Pyrrha, considering, you know, that's where the last episode ended, on her. You know, where they're trying to make you think she's the Guardian. If they yank that out from under us right now, because this is halfway through the volume, I don't know, it could put some people in a panicked frenzy, like, who else is the Guardian? I don't know. But, it's too early, I think, to speculate too heavily on one-word title. So, with that, let's get to watching. Alright guys, here's how this is going to work. I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, play, and when I say play, you hit play. So let's do this. 3, 2, 1, play. Okay, so intro. Alright, not intro time yet. First, we have to have the advertisement for RWBY Grim Eclipse, the video game. It's on Steam right now. I think right now, like in this, it's being advertised as Steam Greenlight, but by this point, it's definitely already been released. And actually, I checked Steam, well, when I checked Steam today, but I'm not sure what day it is for you guys, probably like 2 days later. They actually had an expansion for Team Juniper, I assume as playable characters. So hey, if you have that game, you could buy that. It was $5 on the Steam Marketplace. And yes, you could play as Jean, or Pyrrha, or Ren, or Nora, I assume. Intro now. Rose petal falling, it lands around the flower, and then... Pool of blood! So, I guess I never really talked about this. We do see a swarm of Grimm, like this army of Grimm coming in. And I guess I should wonder, or at least consider the fact that that actually could happen. You know, like the other intros had a lot of stuff that was just stuff, you know? It was just to like kind of pique interest. It wasn't actually like, this is what you can expect from the volume. Not even like showing the fights that would happen between people. But an army of Grimm, that could happen as like a kind of climax or a build up even to the climax. So who knows for sure. But see, like in that picture, Yang's mom has spiky hair. I'm not letting go of that. And again, like, I don't really care. I'm not upset by the fact that, like, that's her mom or that she looks like RWBY. It's just people, calm down in the comments. Good glory. All right. That's right. Oh. So, so we didn't get to see their double fight. Yeah, take a sit down there, girl. I don't know if they're referring to ours or if they have their own. I assume they'd have their own, given the lore. Girl on the tower, is that Rapunzel? Fall, seasons. Could be dual-edged. Hmm. What a suck up. Ah. How good of them. That's how fairy tales work, Professor. Headmaster. Well. Actual magic? Do you ever? I mean, yeah, you can't stop now. Oh. Like, he can only select the candidate. The Guardian chooses who's next. I think that's what it was. So Oz, Good Witch, Tin Man, Scarecrow. I never put Crow into that picture until, like, just then, seeing the others walk in. Oh! Wow, it's like a secret chamber! That was a Harry Potter reference. I mean, on my part, not on theirs. Oh, yes. I don't understand how you fight in those heels. Hmm? Oh. Random, really? Oh. Part of her power? Huh. Hello, Amber. Hmm. Well, if part of it was taken, though. Hmm. I feel like it's not a good way of passing the power along, of it being the last person in your thoughts. Like, yeah, that's dangerous. So who's this dude who gave the powers in the first place? Good. I mean, doesn't it just mean you get powers? Like, not a lot of changes after. I mean, I guess you get a lot more responsibility, but I don't know. Mm, no. I am interested. Oh. Wow. So is that how Penny happened? Cramming an aura into... Does that mean that if she dies, Pyrrha would? Hmm. Right. Hmm. Fighting! Right after that. So, first match of the one-on-one fight. And yeah, they did pick Yang. Okay. Now, is Cinder still in charge of this at all? You know? Because she's just sitting there, but who knows? I feel like she's still in charge of it. So this could be bad for Yang. However, this was the matchup that I wanted to see because of the fists and the feet. But now I'm nervous for Yang too. Yang, you got this. You got this, Yang. I really hope you got this, girl. Oh, she wishes. Episode's gonna end before it begins. No? Alright, this must be a longer episode then, because I feel like, or maybe I talked a lot, I don't know, I feel like this has been going on for a bit. Cool. I'm excited to still watch it. Really though, as far as interesting matchups are concerned, I feel like this is one of the best they could have had in the tournament, right? Not that I know every character, obviously, but... Was that off of air? He just has gun feet. Oh. Homing stuff. She's just gonna get up more angry! Yay! Not wrong. Does it make her faster too, or just more powerful? I don't know. Yay, Yang! She was right at her limit, like, before they'd pull her out. That was really close. Well, he asked for it. Oh. Hello, you. I really hope Yang doesn't get in trouble for that. That was self-defense. Sorry, do y'all not know how self-defense works? Oh. Right. What a twist! I didn't expect that. I'm like, I was just okay. If they didn't show that footage, I would have been ticked off at the end of this. Like, okay, why is that so bad? He attacked her first. Like that was so. But actually showing that, that is such a dirty, dirty trick. That is so dirty. And yeah, now Yang looks like a terrible person. I'm sure she's gonna be disqualified. And yeah, I mean, good sacrifice on Mercury's part. Because, like, he lost, but now I assume, yeah, Yang's out of the competition. And, of course, his leg is likely broken. But, because he no longer had an aura to protect him, right? I don't know, it's hard to say. Anyway, that episode is over, and it was 18 minutes and 19 seconds long, and now it's time to talk about it. So just to finish up with that last part, yeah, if they hadn't shown that video, and so we didn't know what really happened, I totally would have been ticked off. But having seen it, yeah, no, I get why everyone is all aghast, you know. And I fully expect her at this point to be disqualified. I don't expect people to believe her. Like, I expect her team to believe her. At least to an extent. But I don't really expect the officials to. Like, with everyone watching, even if the officials believed her, I have to think that the officials would just say she couldn't take part in the tournament anymore, you know? With that many people, they have, like, a reputation to uphold. So whose semblance is that, though? Because, you know, Quicksilver... Sorry, Mercury. Okay, sometimes I go to say Mercury, and then I'm like, no, it was Quicksilver. Like, I correct myself, and then I say Quicksilver. It's the other way around. So Mercury has his, like, air bullet things from kicking, and Cinder has fire and glass or sand or something, right? So is it Neo's power to do that? Like, to make people see those illusions? Because I was wondering if Neo's was an illusion the very first time that we saw her, but I haven't seen her lately, you know? I haven't seen her around. And, that power was used too, you know, during the fight against Team Coffee, when she thought that her teammate had come up, you know, Coco did, but it wasn't. And so, I feel like it has to be Emeralds or... But that's even dirtier, because unless it's another of Mercury's semblances, like if he has multiple different powers, then they're doing stuff off, you know, like at the side, off in the sidelines, there we go. And that's just so wrong. I mean, obviously, like, they're not getting caught, but it's wrong, and I'm upset, because the bad guys are winning. I'm not upset with the show, I'm just like, you know, I'm attached to characters and what's going on at this point, so... I'm upset because of that. Not fair. But it was a really good display of, like, what they're capable of and what lengths they're willing to go to and everything. Again, with Mercury's own sacrifice of his leg, and I guess kind of his image. And, like, even though he was just such a baby about it in the end, actually, that would really hurt. If you don't have an aura to be punched by Yang, that would really hurt. But, I don't blame Yang for it. We saw what Yang saw, and I totally agreed that she was in the right, you know? Like, she was totally justified because from what she saw, he was attacking her when the fight was off, you know? And so she was just doing one debilitating blow and then gonna leave him, you know? It's not like she was gonna purposely maim him after that. But that's not what everyone else saw, you know? That's not what really happened. That was just an illusion. So that really sucks for Yang and for all of Team RWBY, and likely for anyone, like, you know... Anyone who's rooting for them with that disqualification, it's gonna have repercussions. Like, probably Beacon is a school because they're the representative of it. Like, that's... Well, okay, not the only, because there's also Pyrrha. I think that's the only representative beacon, though, that I can think of right now, at least. But it's just not, it's not looking good for them. So, bad on their image. Honestly, I'm more interested to see how all that stuff works out with Yang and Team RWBY and everything than I am with Pyrrha and the Fall Maiden. Like, that stuff is interesting. This is the first time, I guess, that actual magic was brought into the world, because what I was calling magic before was dust. And, you know, I corrected myself after a while. I referred to it as magical, maybe, but I understood that it wasn't actual magic. But now there actually apparently is magic, and so one of the Fall Maidens was attacked, presumably, I guess, by Cinder. And part of her powers were stolen, and now she's like in a comatose state. And Pyrrha, you know, has been selected by Ozpin and the others as the candidate for the next, you know, maiden, or to be the next guardian. But who knows how well that's gonna work out. I mean, they even said that there's a chance she could die. Like, her life will become intertwined with the current Fall Maidens, or Fall Guardians. I'm not sure what they're called. Maybe both, interchangeably, I don't know. But it's a tricky situation, like, because it might not even be Pyrrha who gets the powers, you know? Even if she does go through the process with the machine of, like, taking Fall Maiden's, Amber's, that's her name, I remember now, Amber's aura onto herself, it just might not work, so, I don't know. And, I don't want to lose Pyrrha, because, like, I like her as a character, and, you know, we haven't seen Arcos yet, and I want to, so, yeah, I ship that, you know, and I'm hoping everything will work out. And, had I known that that's exactly what they meant by Guardian, I wouldn't have been as much thinking that it would be RWBY, because I don't think that RWBY is going to gain, like, fall powers. It's possible still, but I'm not as inclined as just a guardian in general. I thought it was more just a title, rather than, like, you would actually be gifted with things. But yeah, back to the maidens part, just the fairy tale in general. Who the bollocks is that one dude who's just giving out magic? Like, we're focusing on the maidens, sure. Who's that guy? Are we not going to talk about him at all? He was the one who had the magic in the first place to actually, like, give to the other people. I feel like that's a little more important, to be perfectly honest. Like, is he dead? Is his power still around? Who knows? I don't. But those are the biggest things that I can remember happening in this episode. Those are really the only things I remember happening in this episode. The entire talk with, you know, Ozpin and all of them, with Pyrrha, and, you know, about Amber and the maidens and the fairy tale in general. And then the fight between Yang and Mercury. And, oh, such a dirty trick. That was so dirty. Alright, but that's all I think I have to say about this episode. Let me know what you thought about this episode in the comments below, whether you liked it, whether you disliked it, what you thought about this or that, etc., so on and so forth. But do not spoil things for me or anyone else in the comments. Please be respectful. Spoiling things is the opposite of that. You can talk about this episode, anything in the past, just nothing in the future. But with that, we're calling it here. Cue outro, go!